Welcome to the Hilariously Discharged podcast. I have Dougie Almeida, Steve McGrew. They were our headliner feature this week at the LA Comedy Club. They're amazing. If you guys have not followed them, follow them. They're awesome.
Yeah. Amazing.
You guys are
amazing.
I think you guys are one of Laughlin's favorite couples.
Couples. I thought you were going to say anything. How did you find out?
You know what I mean? You guys are,
busted. Right. Well, we were talking about this last night. He mentioned it about working well together.
Yeah.
We should do tour together as the hick and the spick.
No, you guys do work together. I mean, they last time they loved you. I mean, every time. I was only here twice this week, but it seemed like they loved you guys.
Well, I think the energy's good with us.
Yeah.
And our acts are two completely different.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're like,
his is funny, mine's.
Well, he gets them looking forward.
Yeah. I'm like the ex-wife.
He gets them going.
I'm like the ex-wife that comes out and goes, I can't wait till she's gone.
You had some good shows this week too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fun. The ones we went to were really fun. The drive was nice. I've never been up that way. Everybody always tells me to go to Sedona since we live here, but I haven't been up that way.
It's
but
gorgeous.
The drive was really nice, yeah. And we just missed the snow. It's supposed to snow tonight and tomorrow. So we just missed all that. So we had a packed house, both shows. It was nice.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. That's when I'm buying a car here for the house.
Uh-huh.
I got to get a Jeep or like a 4x4.
Yeah.
I'm going to drive around this part of the country.
Yeah, if you're going to live out in the desert, you got to have a desert mobile.
Yeah, I got to get a camel.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to put a camel. Put a camel. I got
going down the Vegas trip with a camel.
Yeah.
Might make some money.
Everybody be talking about it.
Yeah.
Who's the comic that has the camel?
He's so considerate of the global warming.
Put the camel in the, what's it called, the valet?
Yeah.
Walking up.
Yeah. Standing $5. He comes back with a camel. Be a good video.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Horse is messy.
Horse. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Slop
Camels
stuff.
conserve the water. So there's no structure to this podcast. Just
all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's obvious.
I'll ask you guys some weird questions like towards the end, but I wanted to like write a structure with it, and then I was like, I felt like it was too much stress and too much.
Too much structure.
Not too much work.
I agree.
But
structure is horrible. I think for a podcast.
I just want to have fun, like have a good conversation,
Yeah.
So
I do his podcast every now and then, and he'll send me a list, a structure, and I'm like, call me.
Yeah.
We start off. It's good to start. It's like your opening joke. As long as you come off the stage, I got my opening joke. We were talking about that earlier, with our opening jokes, and and have that, and just getting the roll.
Yeah.
Podcast. All right, this is where we're going to start.
Yeah.
So we're going to start.
I guess that's a good way to look at it, because this was supposed to be a veteran podcast. That's why it's called Hilariously Discharged.
Well, that's when I did morning radio for a long time, and they used to tell us on these breaks, you should never have more than one thought. Like, did you see Dancing with the Stars last night? And it shouldn't go, well, no, but I was watching the Walton reruns. My favorite Walton was John Boy was in a show about.
People start changing.
They said that's not good. I prefer that.
I do too.
And I find that doing podcasts, that's what people prefer.
Yeah.
And radio has stayed stuck. If you ever, it has not expanded to what I think people would listen to radio again if it was in podcast format.
More personality.
Yeah.
I like the randomness. Like you could have a thought and they're like, oh, well, we didn't talk about anything I thought we were going to talk about.
Right. And then sometimes the funniest stuff comes because you went off on a tangent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's the best part when you're on stage and you're going through something. All of a sudden, like he erupted a bunch. You missed it last couple of nights. He went off his.
Tonight was just almost nothing but
like
off the cuff rant.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. We might as well have been in the elevator. Which, by the way, in the hotel here, when you're in the elevator, it does sound. If you close your eyes, you imagine you're on like an early train.
It has the same little like train track,
and the noises.
I don't think that's good.
No.
Well, the elevator tonight, I'm on 10. I hit the button, and the elevator has an up and a down button. They lit up at the exact same time, and I stood there, and the doors never opened.
Yeah.
And then the lights went off. So I hit the button again. Both the lights come on. I'm like, am I stuck on my own floor? So I went over and I pushed the up button of somewhere else, and one upward came up. I rode to another floor.
Oh, and then jumped
Got on the elevator
Yeah.
and went down.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't take the same elevator. No.
He walked into somebody's bedroom, banged her.
Oh, last night. Was it last night? Who was,
Said this
what
morning.
night was it that John Wait, was that Friday night?
It would have been Friday or Saturday. I don't
Whatever night they were here.
Usually Saturday.
I was coming down to the show, and the elevator stopped on 4, and 3 like guys in SWAT uniforms y'all have here at the casino.
Yeah, the green men.
Could you
Guys
come
in
off
green.
Could you come off the elevator? And it was me and another couple. We got off the elevator, and 2 other guys come around the corner with the band. They're in SWAT, and they put them on the elevator. And I go, "Really? You commandeered our elevator?
Oh, wow.
They couldn't just get their
on
own
the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
There's not like a master key where they can just lock it and then manually go off or something?
For security purposes, the stairway would be much better. You know, they're going to the concert.
Yeah.
You get stuck
It's the
like
3rd
you did.
floor, yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Imagine John Wake going in there going,
Getting that,
You know,
elevator,
he's like,
getting that elevator with the up and down button.
I
Not
ain't
going.
missing me. I ain't missing me.
We are missing you, John.
I ain't missing you.
You put from the elevator, Bluetooth it.
That'd have been great.
Well, you know, when I opened for Dolly Parton for a while, and we were stayed at the Mirage, and it's funny you said that because I made me think about it. They would come to my room and get me, the security, and then we would take the stairs
Oh, wow.
down to the showroom.
Yeah. If you're a security detail,
I'm going to request for Matt that you guys start getting escorted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Down
you.
the stairs.
Nice.
They'll show up on time.
I'll make sure they put you on the 20th floor. We need an
I'm on the
escort you guys
25th.
down.
I asked for a high floor.
Are you really that high?
Yeah, I am high actually. Sorry, I've been in the legal state too long. Hey, but I needed an escort today. I needed security with me today.
Oh, that's right. He almost got into a kung fu fight at the
Oh my
Pink
God.
Box. Did you heard about this?
No.
You
what?
almost had a local guy stuck in between the donut outside. I would have stuck him through the donut. Well, it was a podcast. We're going to talk about anything.
Yeah. I want to hear this story now.
So there's a long line on Sunday morning at the Pink Box, which I've enjoyed several of their donuts this week. That's why I'm nervous about how I'm sitting. And I'm in line. It's busy, and this one guy comes in.
Oh, yeah, on your dick or something?
No. I ate about 6 of them.
He went to get coffee and a donut, and they came back with a dozen.
Yeah, I got
some
big
shit.
old.
Okay.
I got 6 of them.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'm in line. So this guy comes in. He's got a veteran's hat. Taller guy. Couldn't know if he was black. He was dark or Indian, like American Indian. I could that even. And he was loud, like, "It'd be nice to these people. I know them. I'm here all week. You people leave." You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you're right. Be nice because people were complaining and we're waiting, and I'm like, I'm all with you. And then there's kids in line and stuff. A lot of kids. It's a nice, fancy donut place.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, motherfucker, fuck. And the little kid that's in the line turns around and looks up. So I say, "Hey, excuse you, like, this kid's in line, dude. You know what I mean? Like, maybe." She's like, "I'll say what I want. Fuck," in my face. And went, "Fuck." I went, "Oh, here we go." I'm going to knock the fuck out of a veteran. And I'm a comic beats up a veteran who's probably disabled.
There's a headline.
He's probably disabled mentally. He's got to be.
There goes your headlining spot here.
What happened with Dougie? Next thing I come back here, these fucking retards are all out here. Not the veterans, but this guy.
Okay, clean that. Yeah, fix that. Yeah.
No,
fix that.
We'll cut it.
Yeah. Let's go back.
Edit that out.
So, but it was just ridiculous, because the guy was like, and he looked at me, I'm like, all right, whatever, I guess you like talking dirty in front of kids.
He got in your face when he said it.
Yeah, he kind of like fuck, and so I was like, I guess you like being dirty around kids. And I turned my head, and then he turned to the woman behind him, they just talking, and he's like, and he's mumbling something about me, so I turn and give him that, what are we going to do? You're going to sit here, you know what I mean? I was looking right at him, and he wouldn't look at me. He was looking at the menu. He was looking at the stars. And everything was done. Yeah, he was just checking out. So then, he comes here all the time. He was looking at the menu of the donuts. So finally, I'm waiting for my coffee, and he's waiting. The girl he's waiting for, he's talking to. He comes walking. I'm walking back to my room, my coffee, which is delicious. It's nice. I come back, and he's coming to me. I know he's going to say something. Here he comes, and he's about to say something. He's like, he like started, and I said, "Shut up, you fucking retard," because he's a retard.
You said it to his face.
I said, "Shut up, you fucking retard." And he stopped at whatever he was saying. He's fucking walking. And I was like, that's
and
it.
And he has a kid right behind him. And you're like, oh, fuck, no.
No, I didn't want to curse him out.
I don't know if you know, but he's got like kung fu.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to actually talk. I was
Yeah.
going to bring it up later. That's kind of funny you brought it up.
Which
Is it jujitsu? What is your
Hapkido,
Jiu-jitsu.
Taekwondo? I fought pro Muay Thai and stuff like that. But it's
pal guy?
yeah,
And,
I eat a lot of gao pei. You know, I love sushi.
Pad Thai.
I love pad thai. But you know, pad thai don't hit back unless it's a little spicy.
If
But
it's
that's
spicy,
what
it
I
hits
thought
you
was
back.
that's what I thought was funny. We was telling him the stories like, oh, you could have gone full on his ass, you know.
I'm gonna do the Karate Kid pro.
Yeah.
No, nowadays it'd be very simple. It'd be the taking of the shirt, getting in, sweeping the leg, and just pulling down to the ground and letting
him know you were in charge.
Letting gravity do it, not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If his head hits the ground, I didn't really cause it.
Yeah. Gravity did it.
Yeah.
In his mouth.
Yeah. But what is interesting when you're in a situation like that is, what do you do? That when you're in this type of, you have that skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's you know how it could probably end. You know, I'm not, unless the person is a UFC fighter, you know, I'm really skilled. And listen, I'm not training every day, you know, so I try to do something, I may pull a muscle and end up beating the shit out of me for all I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought I was,
you raise your arm too fast. You're like, ow. I know how to do it, but I shouldn't have.
He starts beating the shit out of me, you know.
And you have to keep telling him, I know Kung Fu.
I have a black belt.
I'm about to choke you with
black belt. Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been shitty because then he couldn't have done the podcast, and we would have never heard this story.
Yeah, I'd be sitting there going, "Man, fucking guy." he says for
my near fight isn't as good as yours. You're like at least protecting kids. I was just annoyed by an asshole.
Oh yeah, well,
no. It was on the shuttle in Denver from the airport to the car, and it was packed. The shuttle was packed. I mean, you ever been on one of the like people are trying to go like this so the door will close.
Yeah, they'll leave their bag.
And this guy jumped on and wanted this girl to get on. And he goes, move over so she can get in. And I go, no. He goes, come on, dude, move over. And he goes, don't be an asshole. And I go, say something. Say one more word. I go, say one more. And he goes, why are you a jerk? I go, one more. And I felt it. I haven't been like, I'm not even like that in real life.
Neither of you guys seem like hotheads.
I'm not, but something hit me just aren't you spatially aware that you're already pushing people against the wall?
I've grown a little intolerant.
I think that's what it is.
My
tolerance is gone.
I've had enough.
You know,
I had enough of that. And that's what I was looking at. You know, the guy's cursing and shit like an idiot. And then he goes, fuck you, fuck. And then he'd say, fuck you. If he said fuck you, I'd hit him. But he said, fuck. And the kid, you know, I just looked at him like, you know, and that's when I thought he's a retard. You know, he's a fucking, like, this guy's an idiot. You know, he has no concept and he's obviously, there's probably something wrong.
Yeah.
That's the first
thing. But you know,
thought.
this reminds me of a thing that actually happened to me years ago that I turned into a bit was, it was at the mall and it was like a bunch of rude teenagers. And I was staring at them. I mean, I was kind of, you know, and this one goes, what the fuck you looking at, old man?
Oh, shit.
And I started toward him, you know, like I was like,
yeah.
And my now ex-wife was like, don't say anything. They'll just follow us to the car and kill us, you know?
Yeah.
Rational.
Yeah. Rational. But I think that's part of the mentality that made those kind of things happen more and more, that nobody stepped up to the plate. Like my dad would have honestly walked over and went, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
A little bitch with a bloody nose, you know?
Yeah. The first time you ever experienced that, like, I remember one time my dad worked in cars, auto mechanic, and I remember my mom and I were in the car. We had to go there for some reason to his shop.
Yeah.
And a tow truck pulls up, and a big dude comes out, a typical tow truck driver, you know, big dude. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm watching from the car, and I'm looking, and they're talking like a car parked away. You know, we're in the car, and my mother's just sitting there, we're waiting. And then, you know, all of a sudden, I see my father, you know, sternness. I'm like, what's going on? You know, I'm like, I don't know, I was like 12 or 11, I'm not, you know, 9 or 10. And I'm like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, I see the big dude, like, you know, go like that. And all of a sudden, I just see my dad go like that. And I see the dude go over the top of the tow truck, the front of the truck. Like my dad hit him and the guy just went back over the car. Like he had called my father, what we used earlier tonight, the hick and the spick. We called my dad a spick.
Oh.
And my dad leveled him. So that's when times were different.
Yeah.
You know, you there's certain things you shouldn't get away with saying. Right. You know? But at the same time,
it depends on how you use it and where you use it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If a woman's involved, that's where things change too as a man, right? If somebody offends your woman,
right,
different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the only bar fight that I've ever been in. Was we were at a Bennigan's, and there was 3 guys in softball uniforms. I don't want to pick on those guys. Softball uniforms sitting at the bar.
How did you know it was softball? Were they sucking each other's cocks?
Pretty much.
In public?
Yeah. Well, grown men.
Great job on third base today, Bill.
Yeah.
Where do you live, Steve?
But they were sitting at the bar, and we'd come in, we were eating at the bar area, and this one kept looking over at my now ex-wife, and he goes, "Why don't you come sit over here with some real men?"
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
It's like a Western.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
And and they said a couple more things. They were laughing. Well, she said, like, ignore it. I was like, I can't. Then I walked over and I picked up a chair.
Ooh.
And I hit him in the back of the head.
Shit.
Like I just went across
Like
all 3.
WWE style?
Yeah. Yeah. And, well, they didn't go down. They just turned around.
Got angry.
It got angry, and the bartender came over the thing and grabbed me and tried to break it up and got punched, broke my glasses. And
you went into the fight
the
with
bartender
the glasses?
yeah.
You didn't
I thought the chair was going to be equalizer enough.
But the glass.
Yeah, I didn't even go like this. I didn't. Yeah, like that was yes. I didn't even do that. But anyway, they took me outside. The cops came, and I told them the story. And I said, I picked up the chair because they were 3 of them. They were bigger than me, and I thought I needed an equalizer. And the officer goes, I understand. I'll be right back. He comes back with their names, and he goes, would you like to press charges for harassing your? I was like, no, I'm cool. I felt like I got a good,
I got a good whack.
But sometimes you feel like this is the point. It has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
And that was that's just the one thing, like, as you train and all that shit, and, you have that, it's a privilege, it's like, but that at the same time, it's like, Bruce, all that shit you learn in martial arts, you realize it's like anything. It's a power. It's like, a Spider-Man, great power comes,
Great
responsibility,
Yeah.
So that's all it comes down to. There's many times.
Did you just quote Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I did.
Trying to figure
And
out
then I finished.
And you finished
Yeah,
it.
he actually, thanks. Yeah, I was going to say,
With
like,
confidence, too.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
ask
have you ever been in a fight like
Yeah.
that? What was yours?
I've been in a bunch of fights.
Really?
Yeah.
You like?
I'm a little dude, so I've had to fight my
Yeah.
whole life.
yeah.
I used to be a real hothead. Like if somebody said something to me or was looking at me or giving me a dirty look, I would just hit them.
Were you the guy who got in a fight with?
You're fine, yeah. You've been hit with a chair in a restaurant?
No. When I was younger, my dad raised me to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so once I turned 21 and I could drink and we would hang out, we would go to a bar, and he was really bad at that. And he'd be like, hey, that guy over there.
Your dad?
He'd be give me a dirty look, go handle him. And I'd have to fight a dude in the parking lot. Or get beat up by
you'd go fight for your dad?
And he'd get on his motorcycle and ride away.
Your dad would?
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
I would lie to him and say, oh, yeah. Dude.
Took care of him if you left.
Yeah, fuck no, dude. Like, there was like 3 of them. What am I going to do? You just left me by myself.
Wait a minute. He would send you to kick somebody's ass and he'd leave?
Yeah. Or he would just like to watch.
I think I was...
Because he made him proud. He was like, that's my son. My dad was like, he wasn't all there.
Your dad was like the most bankrupt fucking Don King ever.
But see, I think part of it...
Meaning, you might make the money on your fights.
But being a smaller guy myself growing up,
Yeah.
like when I graduated from high school, it's like 109 pounds. I had a 28-inch waist, just a little, I was in art class.
Yeah.
So I was constantly like being teased or picked on by the so I think bullying actually helps some people.
Yeah.
Because I developed a sense of humor, and I also learned to fight.
Yeah.
Because my dad would, honestly, this is a true story. My father walked me down the street and made me fight a kid that had been bullying me in school.
Yeah.
He made me go ring the doorbell. My brother was there, and he's like, "You keep them back. You two work it out." And
My brother
but now
did that with me when I was in middle school. But I guess I split his lip open like into 2. So they called the cops because it was bad. And they came to my house. My brother lived like an hour away from me. So he had to come back. They had his name and everything. They made him come back, but he had a beard, so he shaved it. So when the cops got back to the house to like verify that he did that, because he was going to get in a lot of trouble. And like, oh, this isn't the guy. This is the wrong guy, because he looked like a different person without the beard. But he probably would have went to. I would say he went to jail because he just took me to beat the shit out of a kid.
Yeah.
I would assume that's what would have happened, right? I mean,
wait a minute. Now you're talking about your brother now? Your dad?
No, my brother did that. That's what I was saying, that my brother took me to fight some kid one time when I was I was in middle school.
It used to be, but it used to be that way. People thought
we're
that's
on
the way
the
it
floor,
was
and I was
supposed to
just
be.
hitting him and hitting him and hitting him.
Oh, you guys are fucking brutes.
Yeah.
The only time that happened with me was like in high school. Like all the football guys were all crazy steroid dudes, and I was getting fights with the other like neighboring team. So you go to the Burger King.
Oh yeah.
And you meet where they drink after the games.
Yeah.
We pull up, and it's a fucking
Yeah.
And so all the football players, you always knew we had a party or something's going on. Or Dougie, let's go. Let's bring Kung Fu Boy.
Bring Kung Fu Boy.
Bring Bruce Lee. And that was like crazy shit. Though,
Someone start bringing up on stage.
At the beach.
Give it up for Kung
Beach. I
Fu.
remember at the time beach, like this other Taravella High School. They're all fucking stacked. It was me and my buddy Eddie Seaman. What's up, Ed?
Seaman?
Yeah, exactly.
He got picked on too, huh?
A little bit, a little bit. But he was a tough dude. He was a long hair, and he had 3 fingers, man. He was born with just like he called himself Elf because but them those knuckles, dude, they looked like a roll of quarters, in each of his hands. So he trained too. He actually, went to American freestyle karate.
Yeah, with the last name Seaman, you'd have
better. Yeah,
you'd be picked on.
Last name Seaman and 3 fingers.
Yeah. Kung Fu Boy.
Yeah.
You guys better know a thing or two.
3 fingers.
Seaman and Kung Fu Boy. Sounds like a comic book.
It seems like your parents didn't put enough semen in.
Yeah, you didn't put enough. You didn't put enough in to fill out the mold.
Yeah, you didn't have an X chromosome. You had an X like upside down V. There was a thing missing. 2 other fingers.
Well, you know how you put rubber in to fill up a mold?
Yeah.
Dad didn't shoot enough in. He left an empty gap in there.
Yeah. Semenless. That we changed the name from semenless.
So he could hit with the thing.
Huh?
He could hit with his claw or claw.
What do you mean? Could he hit with
his claw?
His claw. Could he punch
after he flew in from the winter?
Hey, if you're watching this, I know you're a professional fighter and all. Please don't try to find me. Yeah. Get at me with your claw.
He wants to. I can tell this whole podcast has been designed for somebody to try to take him on.
This is all scripted.
Please don't.
Yeah. But no, like about one time him and I were at the beach and these 3 or 4 football dudes at the beach wanted to fight. We were with these girls. They started mouthing off like, oh, these guys, these fucking guys. And I remember, I think the first thing was I kicked the guy right in the head. I walked over and I just fucking with my left leg.
Did that Billy Jack thing?
Yeah. I'm going to take the right side of my foot, put it on the right side of your face. What's that?
Have you seen Billy Jack?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
You've got to see Billy Jack.
Billy Jack.
Billy Jack is one of the first early kind of kung fu martial arts films. Yeah.
Billy Jack.
Billy Jack was he American Indian?
Mm-hmm.
And he lived on a reservation and he helped the kids and do the thing and
the Indian school
and everything. And there was, of course, the evil white men and the bad people would come into town, the Ruffians, and he was just a badass. Like, no fuck with us. He was.
And the rednecks attacked his girlfriend and he lost it.
Kung Fu Kid on.
Yeah.
Beat a lot of ass,
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about it in my head. I hit that guy today, the pink box guy. I think in my mind, I visualized me
taking him out,
like what I was going to do over 1,000 times. When I went home and went back to the bed, I was just sitting there going,
I'm going to find him.
I'm glad. I'm going to go find him.
I wonder if he's going to come back tomorrow. I want to wait for him outside. No, you know what I mean? But because and getting back to comedy, like sometimes comics, I wish I could work on crowd work. I'm like, well, when you're on stage and you're watching another comic and you see something happen, don't you automatically do that? Like if he's on stage and somebody says something to him and shit, I'm not only listening to him. I'm thinking, what would I be?
What would I have said? I would have said this.
It's like when a pitcher, the guy's on deck and the guy's pitching, you're timing the pitches and you're getting in a rhythm. So why not? If your friend's on stage and he's dealing with a heckler, why wouldn't you be thinking, what would I add? What would I do?
Oh yeah.
It's like a writer's meeting. Start the meeting.
Wait. I just heard something I've never heard before.
What's that?
So you're watching it. you're watching baseball on TV and you're timing the pitches,
Not me.
but you're.
He's saying like if he's watching you, he's timing your pitches.
No.
Oh, not your pitches, but like if you're dealing with something, this is how he would have handled it.
Yeah, like,
right. No, I got that, but I mean the way he said it to me, it sounded like when you're watching baseball at home and you're into.
No, when you're playing baseball,
he's in his house.
Yeah, whatever. When you play, you play baseball.
Yeah.
So when you're on deck.
No, I know.
You're like sitting there.
Dougie's really into baseball.
But I was trying to figure out.
I've got laid in the 2 years, man. I'm gonna talking baseball, fucking apple
But
pie.
see, this is where I was going with this. This is what made me snap. Think is because when I was younger, I played Little League football. I played Little League baseball. I pitched. Then once I stopped dating a cheerleader, I got out of sports because I didn't really care much for it. I wasn't. I only liked it because I liked the girls. And in sports, you hung out with the cheerleaders.
A lot better than
the
band chicks.
I lack the sports gene of like having to watch a game. Like my brother's like, I can't go fishing today because there's games on. I got money on the game. I'm like, I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. So I thought that's why maybe I was missing something. Like people really, there's some science to watching the game, not just.
Well, thank you for bringing that.
He's watching football.
No, but
catching the ball.
Yeah, like,
I would have caught.
That's not how I would have done it.
I would have caught it. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I would have fallen over.
Seaman would have caught that with
Seaman would have done it with 3 fingers.
Would have grabbed it like a fucking claw.
Shaka! Like an eagle claw. He'd have pulled it right out of the air. Shaka!
Yeah. I had it. I fucking had it.
Oh,
that's funny as shit. No, but like you, I think it's neat because, and then when you work with people, like I was telling them, like the lake crowd Sunday, lake show tonight was, they were like, man, what, 20 something people, 30, I don't know.
About 30 people.
Yeah, about 30 something people. And they're all
that's good for something.
They're all put in. They were all put close, which is nice.
They were all right here. It was really nice setup.
And and they were a little tight. I felt when I went out there, just like oh my god, they were just like I did my old joke. Got to get them going. This is not a reverse mortgage seminar. What are you guys here for? And it was just weird. I'm like, all right. And it was like one of these nights. So I
didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
I almost came in.
Oh, you should.
Yeah. Either way, I mean,
I thought about it.
But then this guy goes on, and he doesn't even stick to his script. He just goes and starts fucking telling shit, and they all go nuts.
Oh, sure.
So that's that's when you work with this, is when you sit and you watch.
And
that's the greatest thing about the clubs and the camaraderie of club. Like, already here, like from a post, but LA Comedy Club, a lot of people say when you go to the club and you're hanging out there, because it's comics. It's people that all trying to. Everybody's pretty cool. It's like somebody's like, oh, you're here. You're taking my time, shit like that. So.
Well, it's funny. This is to talk comedy. This is something that I've noticed that it wasn't like this when I started. When we started, because I started in Texas with Hicks and Kennison and all those guys. We were all together, and we watched each other's acts.
Yeah,
we stayed. And now people will come and do a set and leave.
Oh yeah,
they just leave.
Yeah,
and like. What did you think you did tonight? Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Like we learned from each other. I mean, Kennison would even say like, hey, I thought of a joke. It's more for you than it's me. Do you want it? I mean, you knew each other's styles and you didn't feel bad about going, this is more you. Well, I feel like today,
I feel guilty.
There's no camaraderie in the whole thing.
Yeah. I feel guilty for doing a set and leaving. I can't, I don't got it. I don't know. I feel like it's respectful to just hang out. I mean, the guy gave you a spot. I mean,
in a club and a show, like
clubs are definitely. I'll never do a club. I'm saying even like if you did a bar, like let's say the shows we did this weekend, they were at like a brewery and this little side room, but I wouldn't just do my stomach. I'm out, Like,
yeah. You see it a lot.
Yeah.
You see it a lot, and like you were just saying, and that's not to plug my own thing, but if a new talent person was in here and not seeing that you can do what I did. Wow, he just abandoned his material. You know what I mean? Instead of going, well, that's not what I'd have done.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the young, I think a lot of younger kids they're too righteous.
A lot of them are entitled to. They feel like they deserve it. They feel like they deserve the time. Like they deserve the money. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've dealt with it. I mean, you've been doing it for forever. Both of you guys have been doing it for a long time.
A lot of times.
So you guys have been paid for a lot of gigs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just did it to do it to get better.
Yeah, when I first started, that's all you did. I mean, you just did wherever day we're doing it at such and such bar. Hey, the strip bar down the street wants to do comedy night.
They're like, hey, you can eat or get a drink. I'm like, fuck it, I'll eat, you know?
That's the way it was in New York when I read the books, like Jeffrey Gehring's book. I talked about the comic strip. They talk about that. They used to get food. They get a dinner. They get to eat. Yeah, that was it.
There were several places in Colorado when I moved there in the 80s that they would do comedy night and they would give you a dinner. You know, that's all you got.
Yeah. Sometimes they won't pay in there. Hey, you want to just come do 10 minutes? I'm like, fuck, all right, I'll drive an hour and 45 minutes to do 10 minutes.
If a place could provide an audience and they give you the time. I remember when I first started, I ended up being a host at the old New York Comedy Club in Boca Raton. It was weird. I used to work at the Boston Comedy Club in Alaska. But, it's just stupid. So they never paid you. And there's other comics that are like, you're not getting paid. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting paid. Well, how much they paying? I'm like, I'm getting 90 minutes of stage time. You know, I'm hosting. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm doing 45 minutes. I'm doing 45 minutes on the weekend.
Because you're getting the host.
I'm hosting all weekend.
Yep.
You got to go. You have to go to open mics for the next 2 or 3 months to get that stage time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In front of a real crowd, not with a TV on or somebody's bowling and all this other shit's going on at where you're at, you know?
Well,
so that was the value.
One of the things that I think a lot of younger comics don't realize is that working those like they book each other's bar shows, that you don't really improve. Because you get good at that, but you have to know that bar show won't work in a real setting.
Yeah.
You know, you have to start working everywhere. And then you learn to hone, like take the dirty, the cleaner stuff. And it has to learn to be a mixture of, okay, tonight I need enough of this. Tomorrow night I need this.
Yeah.
You know, and you see a lot of the younger guys like, this is my act.
Yeah. And this is where I'll stay. And they don't shift gears.
No, they don't shift gears.
Guys will come here and they won't shift gears. And then they're just like, man, that crowd was, this room is weird. But it's not, just got to shift the gear.
You got to read the room, man.
A
lot of comics don't read the room.
Yeah. Well, I watch.
They're limited. They, like you said.
I watch. A lot of guys have said something to me that you really do it. I watch or listen to everybody that goes on before me because I want to know what they talked about or what audience response or who not to talk to, avoid that side of the audience. And people don't do that. That's really reading the room, the entire room.
That's a great story. There was a comic in Florida. I won't mention names, but his name sounds like Tomahawk. He's a white guy. We were doing this comedy show I think it was in Delray Beach. And there's another very funny comic in Miami, Guilty. He's fucking great. And he goes up, he's like going up last. There was this other guy, Tomahawk, and there's me and then the guy Guilty. Tomahawk goes, he's a white guy again, mind you. So he's all white people in Delray Beach near Boca Raton, Florida. And he comes out and goes, oh, look at all these white people. I feel like I'm in court. Tells the joke, gets some laughs. Guilty's in the back because this is like in this movie theater type place. And he didn't hear anything. He's in the back of the green room. Guess he comes out with the opening joke. Look at all these white people. I feel like I'm in court. Nothing. People are like, what the hell? I told him after. I said, well, Tomahawk took that joke. He goes, man, he's white.
But you're supposed to watch everybody goes on before you.
Yeah, but I mean,
I used to do a character every once in a while on New Talent Night in Denver called I.B. Brown. And have introduced me as I.B. Brown. And I would do every one of those, would you rather see me on stage than coming through your window? I feel like the only chip in a bowl of milk. That's what I did for 5 minutes with every one of those.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It started slow, and then people would finally always catch on and kill.
Yeah.
That's funny shit.
That's funny.
But you've heard every one of those,
Yeah.
Ooh, last time I was at Lights This Bright, I was at a lineup.
Yeah.
Every stock joke? Is that because there's a stock joke?
Oh, yeah. Just every one of those.
It's a good way to change it up, though. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's performing, right? Like, remember there was a thing going on for a while with comedy where it was like karaoke, while you would go up and do somebody else's bit.
Oh, yeah.
And that could be fun.
Yeah, we used to do that down at the Texas Club, that everybody, you would either do somebody else's act.
Oh, no way.
Or
I've never seen that.
You've never seen that?
No.
Or you would do a famous comic. you'd pick a famous comic, and you would do their act. We'd just pretend, but it was fun to watch somebody else.
That is cool.
But it was fun to watch somebody else be you.
Yeah, and then they do your joke better. Like,
what the?
I'm going to use that.
That's how I need to deliver.
Oh my God, I knew I was missing something.
That is like a name drop story. So I got to interview Tom Dresnan on my podcast. He's known for Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Like he was, this guy's been in comedy in Chicago, right? No, he was from Wisconsin. I remember he's from somewhere else, but he started in Chicago.
I just know him as Frank Sinatra's act. Yeah.
And he's forever. And he was telling me that at the Comedy Store in L.A., he was around when Robin Williams was, going through and shit. And Robin Williams had a reputation of being a joke thief.
Yeah.
And he says, so I'm at the Comedy Store one time, and I'm up there, and I got a cousin. I see Robin's up there crushing, and he does one of my jokes. The problem was, he did it better than I did it. I couldn't take it back.
I can't even get that. That's his joke now.
It's gone.
Well, one of the things that I always kind of forgave Robin for is because he has improv training. Yeah. He's an improv guy. Mm-hmm. And taking improv myself and watching improv, it's pulling you're pulling stuff. Yeah. And I always thought, well, maybe he just doesn't. I've heard it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think he was an actual stand-up joke thief like us. I'm not saying us. I'm saying, but how comics.
What are you trying to say?
But I'm saying comics who do it. Comics who do it. Because his improv, I think, was just brilliant. Yeah. But I think he just was a sponge.
Yeah. Like you said, when you're doing, I've only done a little bit of improv, but you're reaching for everything.
Everything. What can I say at this moment?
Right through and out. Yeah. So I can see that. That's good. And but it's just funny. And the people, it's weird how when you start traveling around as a comic, when I did climbing in Florida and eventually I went to Texas and I went to New York and Chicago, started getting to different places, you realize that difference. I remember one time I was with a comic that came with me from Miami, and I think we were in Chicago or somewhere, I don't remember where it was, or San Antonio, and he told a joke about Hialeah, Florida. Hialeah is like a poor, weird neighborhood in Miami. And the crowd was like,
where's that?
The fuck is Hialeah? And I remember the first time I played at the comic strip in New York, I'll tell you a funny story with how I got that spot. I'm like doing some of my best shit for 5-7 minutes, and it's not going anywhere, part of it. I'm like, what the hell? Well, JR at the time, who managed it, he goes, well, you were telling jokes about Denny's and stuff like that. 60 people were here from Germany. And like 45 people here from Australia.
Yeah.
Denny's jokes. What the fuck is Denny's?
But that's what you learn from traveling. It's the same thing because I worked the UK a lot and stuff. And you learn that just changed. Like I'll go in and go, what's the Dollar Tree here? Oh, Pound Stretcher. Okay.
Pound Stretcher.
Pound Stretcher is their Dollar Tree.
That makes sense. A lot of people don't do that, though. A lot of people won't do the research. Because I have a couple of jokes where you use titles of something, and I'll always ask, because I've run into that problem, too, where you say it, and you're like, oh, man. And then they'll tell you after, like, no, we don't have that here. They don't know what that is. It's like, oh, shit. Yeah. Or even if you ask about kids, you can't just try to relate to people that don't have kids. Yeah. You have to try to, I don't know.
But you can work around. Remember when you were a kid. Put their brain in a certain
and then that'll change their whole thought process if you just change it.
Now, let me ask you, since you were listening to the show, you took in the audience, like, kind of feedback during the show, like tonight, for example, and then you said, fuck, I'm going to.
Yeah.
You said, fuck material.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was like. I was noticing that,
Sunday fun day.
His improvised stuff or tags was getting bigger than his actual. And I noticed that you were moving stuff around. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. You were
I was trying to get to the better parts, just so they would, make it more of a conversation. Yeah. The guy was great tonight because the guy in the front.
These right here were great.
She admitted that he had a small dick.
Yes, it had a boat.
He had a boat.
Oh yeah, because the T-shirt.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I should have worn that on the podcast. I got a boat.
I got a boat.
What's next? You're going to tell us all? Climaxes early. Poor guy.
It's like sometimes
he didn't give like, dude.
Yeah.
Who's got all that time?
Yeah.
I got shit to do.
I got NASCAR to watch.
Something's coming on in 10 minutes, baby. I got to take a bath too.
Tonight's crowd. We were talking about this. Tonight's crowd was like an incredible small crowd. You ever had one like I did one years ago. It was like 12 people, And the owner was like, go just do 30 minutes, maybe. I ended up doing an hour.
Yeah.
Because they were just
we get a lot
everything.
We get a lot of them here.
Bam. Bam.
This room is different though. Like you'll have good, I mean, you guys have been here twice now. I mean, you see it's you feel like, oh man, I'm on top of the world. Then the 8 o'clock comes around, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
What the fuck?
That's always weird when you have.
Why did I move here?
Yeah, it's weird when you do that, right? Like you do one
I
show,
did move here
and another show could be a certain way. You're like, it's just amazing. But that's the beauty of it, right? Because then when it is like, it's almost like when you got bullied. When you're on stage and that's going on, that's when you're learning.
Yeah.
You know? A good night, your best thing about a good night when you learn is things are going so well, you start saying shit that you didn't know you were going to say.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, that's gold. Like my video.
Well,
like,
that's what happened the other night.
Yeah, dude, he went off and he just started, and I think the first night I recorded a set, and then because my phone, so when I got off stage, I took the fat shit to do with my phone, and he was just fucking, he was like, did you tape it? I'm like, fuck no, I didn't, because he just went off, made 15 minutes.
I just kind of did one of those, and the crowd was great, and I did you record that? Because I was. He goes, oh,
I'm sorry.
But that's what happens sometimes when they're so good.
Yeah.
They just let you go to a different place.
I was talking to my new girlfriend. I'm starting to date now after a year and a half, 2 years. So, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking with my dick.
That makes sense.
This guy.
He's on recording and texting at the same time.
Well, he's Mr. This one swiped on me. What do you think of her?
Oh,
This one likes me. What do you think of her? Should I swipe back? But he's going
that.
through all that now.
Oh my God. It was dry. There's nothing going on. Now all of a sudden, all these women on Facebook dating, and mostly that, Match.com, they're coming like, you're so handsome.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I got,
I'm a fighter.
But what's funny is that
I must beat up old guy
that
accent. No, he's younger than me.
Oh,
that
okay.
accent,
like 35
that
years
accent
old.
that he just used must come through the swipe. Did you notice that?
Yeah. I'm ready to hit it.
Look at him. He feels chipper. He's
yeah.
ready to go.
I feel like I'm 18 again.
Did you meet anybody in Laughlin?
No. That was fun. He said that. He goes, why does everybody in Laughlin cough? That reminded me when I was in Reno. We were talking about Reno. I'm like, why is it everybody here in Reno has a limp?
There's a certain, but you hear like there's a cough over here, cough here, cough over there. I think
this is a weird.
Y'all bring a cough to
I look at us. We're both sick since we got here. There must be mold in the fucking hotel.
In the elevator.
I mean, look at the air vents.
That's what's making all the noise.
We've got Legionnaire's disease.
I don't know if I can do shows anymore. I'm spending too much time.
It's the Laughlin air.
This is a weird town. Sometimes I wonder, like, why the fuck did I move? I mean, I moved here for the stage time. I get to get up every night, and I'm very lucky. They could have picked anybody, and they picked.
Well, you're from here, so let me ask a question.
I'm not from here. I moved here.
Well, you moved here. You live here.
Clarify that.
You live.
Yeah, I do live here.
But people saw that we were working here, and people comment like, "Oh, I love that town. We go there on vacation. I love it. You got to go eat at I love it." But then you talk to people like, I don't know why I moved here. So what is the good part and the bad part?
So it's a very chill town. It's not a bad place to live. It's way slower than California. I have a boat, so I'm on the boat once or twice a week. So that's what keeps me sane here.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I think if I didn't have the boat, it would be different. I actually like living here just because the boat or the lake is 15 minutes from my house. The river's 10 minutes. I mean,
it's a nice.
Vegas is an hour and 20 minutes. My house in California is 2:45. Like it's not bad. It's not. I mean, I say it, I don't know why I moved here, but it's weird for me because I had 3.5 week notice to move here. So I had to move my camper. I lived in my camper for like 4 months, and then I got a house. But it was just kind of like one of those. Like every time I go back, I'm like, oh my God, man! I just up and like literally just up and left. Like there was no
Well, dedication.
You almost driving here. He was like, I thought about moving. Houses are affordable around here.
Well, when I was looking, I bought a place in Vegas.
Yeah, you were saying that.
And so there was one that came up in the search. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, it's a nice house, 3.2, a nice little yard, a nice pool in the back. And I was like, wow, this would be perfect if I live out in Vegas. I just come home, I go to the pool, I work all day, go gamble, go do shows, leave and go back to South Carolina. And I'm thinking about, it's Laughlin.
And then it changed his mind.
I'm like, I'm not going to live an hour and 20 minutes outside Vegas.
No, not if you're mainly going to try to be in Vegas.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I work here, so that's why I'm here now.
By the way, that's what we're going to tell you. I'm moving here and you're out. You're not host anymore.
Oh, the Laughlin cough. The Laughlin cough.
That was a sneeze.
Yeah, crazy.
Is that what Al's decision was? Fuck it, I'm out. You guys, good doing the last episode.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Take
Dougie,
the boat.
Hey, Dougie's not going to do all this shit. I'm not going to.
I'll send you an invoice in the mail for the boat. Roberto, get out of my house.
And we missed having to go on the boat, but it's cold as
I
balls
know.
here.
Well,
I
no,
know.
come back.
And I've been sick, so I was like, I don't know. If
come back in the
boat's a good
summertime.
idea.
It's nice out there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you come out summer, it is 115 degrees, but we're in the water and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
People complain about it, but once you're in that cold water, it's nice.
What's the peak time of the year for this club? Like, oh, this.
I mean, this is you
Good
guys came in a weird time. This is like the weirdest.
That's what everybody
the
says.
slowest time.
Yeah. After the New
Once,
Year.
once like March, I'd say February, March picks up. Summer's great. You know, when did you guys come last time? April.
I think it was around the same time.
About the same time, I think it was. Yeah, I was thinking
mid-January.
too.
Come back in summertime. Try to get a summer day next time, and it's a whole different. It's a lot younger.
Okay, that's what we have to.
Younger crowd.
Yeah.
They're
And it's
fun.
air conditioned, so people want to come inside.
Yeah, and the
There
heat's
you
not
go.
that bad. But
Yeah.
like comics are like, oh, it's so hot. I'm like,
It's probably
you're
worse
in
when
your
it's
fucking
cold.
room 90% of the time. What are you complaining about? Like, enjoy the week. You don't live here, or you're not staying forever. Just fucking have fun, you know. And now I got before I had a smaller boat, so I had to kind of pick and choose how it worked. Now I've got a 24-foot pontoon, so it's really nice.
Oh,
Party
nice.
boat.
Yeah, it's a nice boat. So
Nice.
I
Yeah.
got it off Drew in Vegas.
Yeah. So I'm hoping by April I'll be in my house. I'll have it all situated, all nice and fixed up. The bachelor pad. Look excited for it.
Hell yeah.
And then come and hang out here, and we'll go up and down one way or the other.
Sounds good.
I gotta pee.
All right, well, let's let me ask you these weird questions.
All right. Just all of a sudden, my old man.
I gotta pee.
So, you know,
I might have to end this thing.
Every time I cough, it's like, oh fuck.
So there's a couple. Okay, I can't say who he is. Well, I said it last week, but I had to edit it out. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I get weird questions for people that watch the podcast, and they actually enjoy it, and they wanted me to start asking weird questions. So but I've asked the last 3 podcasts. Brace yourself, because Alex Raymundo was thrown the fuck off when I asked, because he was like weirded out because I told him who asked. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So Hulk Hogan with the Hulk Hogan with the pussy or Megan Fox with the dick. You have to choose.
Oh,
Easy.
the pussy.
Megan Fox.
Well, see, you guys can't. Now you have to explain your answer. Mind you, he's gonna be old brother as your fucking.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. At least I get to look at her, you know?
All right. My first thought was I can close my eyes.
Oh, brother, you're still going to hear that, aren't you?
Feel the hair, dude.
No,
Like,
no, no.
Oh,
Why
you know
can't-
he's hairy.
Muscle,
You don't know.
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan shaves his nuts. He's
No
it's
way.
a vagina.
well, that's what I'm saying.
No way he
So at
shaves
least-
it. No
listen,
way.
No
That's
way
a
he
bush.
shaves his vagina.
No way.
He doesn't. Hulk Hogan does not
shaves
shave
his
his
chest.
vagina.
That's a manly vagina. It has to
That's
be.
right. Like, yeah, you Hulksters out there. Yeah. Yeah. Gunkamania. Yeah, take your vitamins. Junkamania.
Fuck me harder, Dougie. Dougie.
I would. My first thought is to tune it out. As long as I can close my eyes and put my penis into a vagina, I'm going to get it done. Then I started thinking, okay, if Megan Fox has a dick, well, you just get a blowjob. Yeah, all right, and that's it.
See, or turn her around and you never pay attention to the dangle.
Next thing you know,
Unless
you're in
you feel it.
Thailand.
Right?
It's big. And it's
It's the biggest
All right,
clit I've ever seen.
I got one more stupid question. This one's not as bad. So
Well, this took a weird turn.
Yeah.
I like these ones.
Studio
These
audience.
are fun. That's why I just started including them. Okay, would you rather fight Mike Tyson once a week or live with the rest of your life with his voice narrating your thoughts?
Oh.
I'm going to go with narrating my thoughts.
I think I would enjoy that.
Yes.
I would be laughing all like I'd be
Yes.
thinking of something. I'd be in a bad mood wanting to fight the guy at the donut shop and hear Mike Tyson tell, "No, it's okay, don't do it."
I don't know when I was going to make a decision.
So So you got to fight him once a week?
Once a week, or at least have him talking in your head.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I don't have to speak like him.
No, you just hear him.
I just hear his words of
your
wisdom.
thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you're fucking Hulk Hogan, you'll hear Mike Tyson.
Hey, how's that feel, Wiggy? Wait, you should have picked Megan Fox, you dumbass. You're fucking gay.
Grab his man titty.
Yeah. You're disgusting. You're disgraceful. You're despicable.
We got to do this on the boat next time.
Next time.
We got to do it on the boat. Because the boat is...
I can just turn around and piss.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
You can still answer the questions.
What's that? Am I off camera?
No, it's like a nice view. Like we're all, we'll post up in like a cove. It's really nice. So
we'll definitely do that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And we're aiming for summertime.
Yeah,
I think we've done well enough that the club would say,
have a little
you guys
more.
No, I think you guys would be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Get a little privilege, a little preferential treatment.
Right.
I gave Al my top 5. Well, not like my personal top 5, but like I think crowd response top 5, like headliners, and you were in my top 5.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I think
I wouldn't, but not your personal. That hurts.
No, not personal. I had to make sure.
God damn it, that hurts. I wouldn't.
No,
I just
I didn't hear my name at all. So,
well, you guys are.
Well, he's talking about the show.
Oh, the show
itself.
Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah,
because that's what I've told him. I think we work great together.
Yeah. That's how I feel about me and James. I tell him all the time, like we should do like our show is just. I have a lot of energy, and then he does his magic. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we're talking about doing more stuff together too. It's
good.
It's
theme shows are always good. Like when I started, me and my 2 other buddies, Lenny Travis used to open for Richard Jenny for years, and my buddy Perry Sack, who's like a Boston guy. So we call ourselves the Wise Guys. So he'd book over 55 places, and it'd be like a show.
Yeah.
Like Perry'd open, I'd middle, and Lenny would headline. And I had a little tour called the Ebony and Olive Tour. And my buddy Chris Priester, who passed away, great funny dude, and me, I was the olive. You know what I mean? And so it's just a weird thing. Like bring people together in times of racism, with laughter.
Yeah.
Black guy and a white guy on stage, sharing the shit. So that's always great. It is because that's nothing. Especially as an opening act, there's a lot of people that will say, oh my God, usually the opening act is something like that. Either it's not even connected with the headliner, or you don't see any.
Well, especially if you guys vibe well together. I think that's a big thing too. You don't want to be on the road or touring.
Well, we're having sex. We found out earlier. We're banging each other.
We didn't even know.
I didn't know anybody was watching.
I'm just going to cut that part and put it out. I'm going to clip that part right there.
Laughlin cough.
Yeah, that's why it's really that.
No, you guys should though. But tell them where you can find you on social media.
Yeah, on Instagram, Dougie Dangerous, Dougie with an IE, and on the TikTok, and it's Dougie with a Y, Dougie Dangerous, and that's it.
And
I'll tag you guys in it.
And for me, I'm addicted to social media, so I'm on probably every platform.
Okay.
And they're all under different names. So I always say when I do radio interviews, Google Steve McGrew. Okay. And then you'll see all that stuff just pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start clipping it up. I'm going to probably mess around with it tonight, and I'll start putting it out there, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm posting.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
So it's fun. I appreciate you guys coming out. Come out in summertime.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you guys for watching. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.
Go pee, Dougie.
Cool.
Woo.
Go pee, Dougie. Go pee. Sweep the urine.
Awesome. These. Okay, on the side of it. Yeah, but that's it.